for joining us today. I'm Peg Louie. I'm the interim president and vice president for alumni and development here at Millikin, and on behalf of our board of trustees, our faculty, our staff, and especially our students, we welcome you to the Millikin campus for what we believe will be an historic announcement that will have a far-reaching positive impact on the future of this university. I'm pleased to be joined today by Doug Oberhelman, who is the chairman and CEO of Caterpillar Corporation and a 1975 Millikin graduate. Millikin has enjoyed an extraordinary partnership with Caterpillar that extends back to 1955, when this company made its first investment in Millikin University. Throughout the time since then, Caterpillar has been a frequent and faithful partner, continuing to invest with us in continuing education, programs in business, faculty development, and scholarships. We believe that this partnership has been mutually beneficial, as Millikin has hired as Caterpillar has hired hundreds of talented Millikin graduates during that time, including Doug Oberhelman, who became a Caterpillar employee shortly after his graduation in 1975. As some of you know, I too am a 1975 graduate of Millikin. I met Doug Oberhelman 40 years ago when the two of us arrived on this campus as freshmen. I can personally attest that he is one of our finest examples of how the unique performance learning attributes of a Millikin education give rise to graduates who have the confidence to succeed and to thrive no matter what they do. Doug has worked hard to embody the mission of this institution, and he fulfills that in every sense of the word, for he has achieved professional success, democratic citizenship in a global environment, and a personal life of meaning and value. He has worked hard to ensure that future generations of Millikin students will have that same opportunity, as he has been a faithful volunteer for this institution. He served 9 years on our board of trustees, including 3 years as its chairman. He has served as the co-chair for 2 campaign steering committees in our last capital campaign called Advancing the Vision for Millikin University. He currently serves as the honorary chairman for our Transform MU campaign. He's a frequent speaker to our MBA classes, and in recognition of his extraordinary service to his alma mater, the university in 2005 named him as Alumnus of the Year, the highest alumni honor that we confer. Today, we extend that partnership between Millikin University, Doug Oberhelman, and Caterpillar, as we announce today an $11.5 million investment in Millikin University and the Transform MU campaign initiative. This is the largest such investment made in Millikin history. The investment is made by both the Caterpillar Foundation and by Doug and Diane Oberhelman personally. It will support 3 initiatives. First of all, it will help us to create a new university center that will house the Oberhelman Leadership Development Center. Secondly, it will help us renovate one of our oldest residence halls on campus into a center for international education. And thirdly, it will allow us to double the support that we provide to minority students through our Long Vanderburg Scholars Program. Of the $11.5 million investment, $7 million of that is from the Caterpillar Foundation, which includes a core investment of $3.5 million and a $3.5 million matching challenge grant. Additionally, Diane and Doug Oberhelman are making a personal donation of $3 million and adding to that a $1.5 million challenge matching grant. It is therefore with great personal and professional gratitude that it is my pleasure to ask you to join me in welcoming to the podium 1975 graduate, Chairman and CEO of Caterpillar Corporation, Doug Oberhelm.
Well, Peggy, thank you for that really warm introduction, and it's always fun to be back at Millikin. Little did I know that 40 years ago this fall, when we were sitting around here, that this moment would ever happen to me and us, and I'm not sure Caterpillar knew it was coming to them either at that time, but you and I go back a long way, and it's really a thrill to have been involved with Millikin over this really 40-year period in so many ways, in different functions and different roles and ramifications to all of us, I think, and then to culminate today, certainly with this announcement. I'm just proud as I can be that Caterpillar stepped up also in our foundation. Certainly Diane and I are thrilled to be able to do this, and beyond our wildest dreams. Certainly when I left Decatur, Illinois in May of 1975 and drove up to Peoria, went to work with a payment book and an apartment expense, and little did I know what would happen to me over a 40-year period. So I'm just thrilled to be here, and that was a very humbling introduction. I appreciate that. I know the Transform MU capital campaign is going very well, and we're pleased about that, and congratulate everybody at Millikin on what a success that's been. Every time I come back and think about this, we went through the earlier campaign a few years ago. I had the great privilege of being chairman of the board of trustees for 3 years. Had a pretty tumultuous time for Millikin, and I watched Millikin transform itself 2 or 3 times over the last 40 years, and I have to say that the Millikin campus, the quality of pedagogy today is, I wasn't on the other side of this in 1975, but I think it's far better today than it was in 1975, and not all places can say that. I'm very proud of that. The universities of today really have to be innovative and diverse and highly technical to compete in the global economy. I know a lot about that after living on 3 different continents and traveling all over the world. I just got back from Beijing on one night last week. So that's one of the reasons that we're so pleased to announce that we can do this for Millikin students of today and tomorrow. But there are some things that haven't changed too much. When I was a student here, I did believe, in the future, and that we could do just about anything if we wanted to. And certainly that spirit of confidence still exists here today. I think it's even greater today than it was in 1975 and before. Millikin's been a big part of my life for 40 years, off and on. Certainly when I wasn't in the country, I wasn't here, but just about every year that I've been back and around, I've had something to do with Millikin and Decatur, and I've kept an eye on this school all through that. We are proud, as Peggy said, to employ several hundred Millikin graduates, and I run into them all the time, all over the world. I remember I was so pleased to give one of the first executive MBA degrees when I was chairman of the board of Millikin to a Caterpillar employee. And sure enough, a couple years later, I ran into him in a little town in China where we were opening the plant. And he was proud of that, and I was proud of that. So it's quite a story. And as Peggy said, this is a long-standing and really productive partnership between what I think are 2 great institutions. We're investing in the Decatur plant in a big way. It's, in many respects, the heart of our global mining business, and we're on a major investment opportunity with our mining business around the world, and certainly Decatur is exactly in the middle of that. So I really hope this investment continues to open and broaden people's horizons. I think it will. I know it will, and it should. I hope 40 years from now there's some freshmen coming in this fall that standing up here 40 years from now. But I'm thrilled to be here, Peggy, and everyone from Millikin, and I couldn't be more honored and pleased. So I think at this point you and I will take some questions. And then I'm going to have a little statement after that on something else that's been in the news the last couple of days you may have heard something about. And I'll say something about that, and then we'll wrap up.
Yes.
Ollie, then you can referee.
The university center that's going to be named, can you talk a little bit about what's going to happen there and why it's important to you?
Yeah, you start with the details, and I'll tell you what.
The Oberhelm Leadership Center will be an important part of our new university center, and in your press package you'll find some detailed drawings about floor plans and a further explanation of what this new facility will mean. One of the things that we are delighted by is the fact that as we look for synergies between Caterpillar and Millikin University and things that are important to both of us, leadership development of today's young people is paramount in importance to both of us as we look to the future. And so we're delighted that this facility within a new university center for Millikin, which will be most of the second floor as the Oberhelm Leadership Development Center, helps us both realize that commitment to development of young people.
Yeah, Diane and I are really excited about that because that will touch everybody that comes here. It's kind of a common gathering place, as you know, and so on. But the one I'm most proud of all three elements of this is really the Long Vanderbilt Scholarship Program. And it's a great program. I think Peggy told me, and the Millikin folks are optimistic that it will double the number of students in that program, which for me is outstanding. And that's one of the things that we will look back on, that Diane and I will look back on and be most proud of down the road. So it's nice to have your name on building this side of things and so on, but really it's how are you impacting people that I think is important. And Diane and I talked a lot about this, and she's successful in her own right. I just drug her to China, so she's working on one of her deals right now. I couldn't be here, but that's one of what we're going to be really proud of down the road.
Other questions? Yes.
You had mentioned the challenge grant, and can you just elaborate on that a little bit?
There are two challenge grants within this gift. One is offered by the Caterpillar Foundation and makes available to Caterpillar employees and retirees a matching grant from the foundation, dollar for every commitment that they make to one of the three initiatives that the joint gift between the Oberhelmans and the foundation establishes at Millikin. Secondly, Doug and Diane's challenge grant is open to anyone, alumni, friends, and others who will make gifts in support of the University Center project.
Yeah, we're really trying to do all we can to make sure we maximize every dollar. We thought with Cap Foundation doing a match on part of it, Diane and I would do another part kind of based on the non-Caterpillar alumni that wish to contribute to Transform MU. So that was the idea on this, and actually it was Peggy's brilliance that did this, and we kind of thought through that and worked out pretty well for all three of us, Diane and I and you and Millikin. So with that, I think we'll conclude, and Peggy, I'll turn it back to you. Thank you.
Thank you to Doug and to Diane, to the Caterpillar Foundation. Would you join me in one more round of applause? As you've just heard, this is the largest single investment in the history of Millikin University. And so it is with heartfelt gratitude that we express our appreciation to Diane and to Doug Oberhelman and to the Caterpillar Foundation and the company for their continued investment in Millikin University. With the announcement of this $11.5 million commitment today, the campaign, the Transform MU campaign, which was announced just not quite a year ago in May of 2010, has now achieved over $46 million in commitments towards our $85 million goal. But more importantly than dollars towards goals, this gift announced today from the Oberhelmans and the Caterpillar Foundation will transform the lives of future students at Millikin University for generations to come. and will help to ensure that at this institution, the unique performance learning attributes of a quality Millikin education will always lead you to the confidence to succeed and to thrive, no matter what you do. Thanks so much for being with us today to share in this special announcement.